Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sid's Foodcast, the food podcast where me and my guests would talk about food, our love for food, and everything in the name of food. This is your host, Sid, and welcome to the show. For today's episode, we have Aine Abella, and we talked about her putting up a food business in Australia, Filipino food, and what it means to be an entrepreneur. How do you like your fried chicken?
It's oily still. It came from the same shop, so.
How do you like it? Like, what's your?
Oh, how do I like it? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
just fried chicken. I want it. I like my fried chicken with creamy garlic sauce.
Oh, I had a lot of topics with when it comes to fried chicken. That's why I wanted to ask you that one specifically because
Mm.
other people, um, like in the U.S., they like it with buttermilk. They like it with a little bit of
Mm.
tanginess and a little bit of heat. And then a lot of my guests in the Philippines, they really like Korean fried chicken, which is
Mm.
totally a different world because it uses potato starch and it's very
Mm.
crunchy. So there's not a lot of pull into it. So
Bago ko try, but okay.
but then there's also Filipino fried chicken. Na wala man dyan yung
Mm.
brine. There's no brine.
Jollibee.
Yes. Oh, well,
I miss
Jollibee has brine.
Jollibee.
There's
Mm.
no Jollibee there in your spot. No.
No.
Oh, but yeah, I also miss Jollibee. Jollibee here is pretty far, a little bit,
Yeah.
like mga
Mm.
25-minute drive. But anyways, for people who do not know who I am talking to, can you I know her as a person who's quite of a
Hey, is
personality
this
in
recorded?
yeah, this is recording
Oh,
already.
sorry.
But it's not live.
Live.
It's not live. It's just
It's not
recorded.
live.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, for people who are listening to this podcast and for people who do not know who just randomly clicked on this episode, Francis Aine is quite of a personality in, I would say, in the school. I wouldn't say in the school where I studied in. Um, she sings, she dances, she does a whole lot of variety back then. But then, so that's why I got to know her because I think, I don't know, just being in that school, you get to know her in general. Um, but that's basically the only information that I have about her. But then I saw an Instagram post about her making a food concept in which she's going to talk about that later on. That really intrigued me and piqued my interest, and that's why I decided to message her out of the blue. Because if it's a food story and if it's someone I remotely know, I will message you.
Of course, take a chance.
but for people who do not know you, maybe can you give a little bit of introduction of who you are, what you do, and yeah.
Okay. Um, Nothing. I'm just Francis Aine Abella. I used to always perform in on stage everywhere, malls, and then people say I'm famous in schools, different schools, because I compete everywhere, like singing and dancing and what do you call it, declamation, whatnot. So I compete anywhere. I write for people. Um, I don't know. People might know me because I'm the leading lady of the sa akong kasing kasing sorry, no, I'm confused because I got two songs that both has the word heart and kasing kasing. So with one song, iyang song na Nara Ka Sa Akong Heart, I was
Mm-hmm.
the leading lady of the music video. So people know me from there. Most people know me from there. And then we both have a song together, which is entitled Sa Ako Anang Kasing Kasing. So yeah, and then I was one of the Vispop singers, and winner, I think.
Mhm.
Me and
You
Vaughn.
think? Not clear
So
yet?
pending. No. No, but yeah, most people know me from there. From the music video and the singer of Sakurang
Mhm,
Kasing Kasing. I don't even know if, like these people know me physically because
mhm. If they just heard your
I was,
voice.
yeah, because we have no music video for
Mhm,
that song. So that one time I was in US, in school in USJR, I was walking around down the hall. I think it was summer class, and this was like a few months before I migrated here in Australia. I like walk past someone, like a group of students, college students, practicing inside the room, practicing a dance with my song, with our song, with like Imo Harong Kasing Kasing, and I looked at the window and they just looked at me like, oh, like someone's watching, whatnot. Like they didn't even know, like, but I was there, like, I'm like,
like
that's my
I
song,
sang that
that's my
song,
song.
man. I sang that song.
Yeah, I'm like, that's my song, that's my. I was really excited, but they looked at me like, who's that? Like,
who
oh, can you cover
who
the
you?
window? Yeah, so I don't really, yeah, no, like, I don't even know how I got 25,000 followers on Facebook or like 5,000 followers on Instagram. It's not much, but I don't know how I got it,
Hmm.
like, but yeah,
People find a way,
it's
man.
just
People again, it's you. Probably we can have like a distinct timeline when you were still in Cebu and you were doing
yeah.
all these things, and
Mm,
again, really incredible stuff. If you are a student, if you're in that student life bubble, you sing, you dance, you kind of do like a
mm.
variety of everything. Or if you, so you said declamation, so you were in
I write and perform as well, and
yeah. And so
win a lot,
basically, like,
so
like
it's good.
you these are platforms that people get to know you. But then um there might be a different jump when you got there. It's a whole different thing. And you may have lived a very interesting life, and everyone has an interesting life, but I want to talk about food in general.
Okay, of course, that's what we're here
But
for.
what's interesting with food is that it always connects back to stories, connects back to family, to culture, to
Mm,
personal, things. And even if we want to talk about, Australian cuisine, Filipino food, there's always a story about a family, about migration, about heartache, about etc. and etc. What is your and why I'm giving this like some sort of preamble is before you got to Australia, what was your idea of Australian food before you got
um,
to Australia? Or were you already
before I got to
introduced?
Australia,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
no, they basically just eat the same food. Not the same food, but just burgers and chips, fries, just those basic stuff, steaks, barbecue. Yeah, just what you see in American movies is what's just in here as well, like pasta, pizzas, and whatever. It's just that there's no. I haven't seen. Oh well, yeah, they eat turtles and crocodiles and kangaroos and bunnies. And to think I own a bunny back home in the Philippines is like, what now? And I've been paying for a like a conservation of turtles, green
Mm-hmm.
turtles back home in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got here, they said that like, yeah, we eat turtles, it's yum, and I'm like, okay. I did try turtles because I'm the type of person who wants to try everything, like literally everything. I want to get
Mm-hmm.
stuck in an elevator. I want to eat turtles, eat kangaroo, eat bunnies, eat dogs. I just want to
Want to
try, but
experience it.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah, I just want to experience it. So when someone talks about it, I can like, I've experienced that too. Like I jumped off a plane. I did bungee jumping. I have a tattoo. I got my belly piercing. I got three. I just want to literally experience everything. And these things are my first and last. It's just for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of experiencing stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah, and same with food. As much as I didn't want to eat turtles because I love turtles, I had to because it was my first time and it was right in front of me. Like, I'll take this chance, first and last time. Yeah.
And how was it though?
It's like eating a steak with seafood aftertaste. Can you imagine? Like it's kind of disgusting, but they love it, and it's just. I'm sorry if there's someone listening. I'm speaking English, so people would understand here in Australia if they see this anyway. No offense, but I don't like it. I didn't grow up with it, like it's
Mm-hmm.
just different, and I don't. I will eat it if I not have to, but well, kind of. Sometimes I end up eating it like I have to because
Mm-hmm.
my boyfriend is a local here, so and he's Aboriginal, half um English, half Aboriginal. So
That's
he
mm-hmm.
grew up eating turtles. So sometimes when I go over his place and his dad cooks turtle, nothing else but turtle and rice, I don't want to be rude and say
Yeah,
like,
like you have to
ew,
eat
I don't
it.
want to like, yeah, like I don't want to eat that. Can you buy me something else? Like, I don't want to be like a fussy bitch. But yeah, so sometimes I end up eating it, but really slow and just sometimes I just swallow the whole lot so I don't taste the aftertaste, the seafood
Mm-hmm.
aftertaste of eating meat. It's so weird, but oh good.
Well, it's for the sake of experiencing it,
Yeah.
and at least you can
Yeah.
say, that, you've tried it. Um,
Mm,
again, I am not quite adventurous as a person, but I'm quite adventurous when it comes to eating. So I'll try anything once, maybe just like you, at least like
mm,
for the sake of
yeah. For
trying
the
it.
sake of trying.
Yeah, and that's totally understandable, and because it's again like just adding what you said, we have the steaks, the burgers, and etc. Like what we see in
Mm,
in the Western cuisine.
sorry.
Uh,
Yeah.
and but then there's also um what do you call that one? Big difference because of us being Filipino. There is still quite a disparity, I would assume, that have incomes in terms of palates, in terms of of taste, and even the type of protein that we try. We never try bunny or turtle in the Philippines at all.
And kangaroos,
And kangaroos, because
crocodiles, and everything else.
yeah, because we don't have that. But
Yeah.
and I guess that would be the same as well, if an Australian or someone would try to eat balut, they would probably freak out as well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
I've been there. I've been there.
or
Yeah.
try, I don't know, like eels or snails. For us, like that would
You
be
eat snails?
me. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge you, but mm.
Yeah.
I'm not
Again,
gonna judge you, but ew.
yeah, yeah. But again, I'm not saying that I like it. I think like I
Oh,
eat it.
sorry, my cousin just walked in.
Oh, that's
Jack, can you? I'm just talking to someone. Sorry. I'll be with you. We'll watch TV soon, okay? He's upset with
that's totally
Sorry, I've been because I have piano lessons in the morning, and he's
fine.
been waiting there so I can watch TV with him.
Oh.
But I finish at 12:30, and then here we are, like 12:30. So he just walked in, like, "Are you done yet? Like, are you teaching anyone else or what?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Sorry,
that's
I'll be
totally
with you
sorry,
shortly."
cousin. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
we're not blood related, but
oh, oh.
he's my auntie's partner's son, so it's like
Still family.
step cousin, step cousin, family. Yeah, step
Yeah, it's still
family, man.
family.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
But what I yeah, coming to the conclusion of trying out new things is something that I personally practice. It's something probably people can pick up. At least try something once.
yeah,
As long as it's not endangered.
it's not
If
poisoned. You're
yeah,
fine.
if it's endangered, then don't try it because obviously it's endangered. But if
Mm,
it's safe, if it's it's something that's maybe adventurous, maybe it's out of your comfort zone, try it at least. You did it once. But
that's
coming to
it.
the idea of familiarity, um, again, what I was referring to when you had this food concept and this idea that I actually messaged you was when your post on September 19th, when you posted about me, Paborito. and it says it's a to start a local food business with family.
Hmm.
I assume this is like in the works. Um, so can you probably tell us something why, like, who decided, who conceptualized it, what's it all about? Anything that you can reveal right now.
Okay. All right. So I was not a business minded person. Like I wasn't born business minded, but then someone came along and taught me, ex-boyfriend. It's yeah, so after that, it's just you know how like people will, come and go and it's either,
Hmm.
like you always have something to
Something,
learn,
yeah.
whatnot.
Hmm.
And I was glad. I think the Lord, like it was meant to be, like he meant to do that for me to learn something. So after that, I took advantage of all my skills. I write, I write reclamation pieces for students in the Philippines and they pay me, or like my piano lessons, I'm charging parents for that and I teach them. And that's how everything started. I looked everything as a business. I look at everything as a business. And then my mom and my aunt are really good cooks, really good cooks. So that's how it started. So my aunt, when she's bored, she makes spring rolls and I help her when I'm bored, and my mom comes along and helps us as well. But yeah, but my aunt, she gives them away, and I look
Hmm.
at them like money going away, like
Yeah.
just for free like that. So
Hmm.
that's when I like, okay, I need to do something about this because I know it'll, click, like
Hmm. Like someone is willing to pay for it. Yeah.
yeah, someone's gonna be, like will be willing to pay for it. So what I did, this is when it started, because I was studying business as well. I wasn't a business minded person, but I was studying business.
Hmm.
Um, I study financial advising. If anyone's interested, no.
Ooh.
So I study that. Um, so what I did, I started my own company. It's first called Foodictive. I registered here. I've registered here in Australia, so nationally known. It was quite expensive, but I did it anyway because I wanted to start a food business without my mom and my aunt knowing, without their approval. But they're gonna be my chefs anyway. So there
Oh,
was a
you
local
didn't know
event
that, oh, you're
here.
gonna work for me, but you don't know yet.
Yeah. So it's like, can you cook for me in this day? Why? What's happening? Oh, nothing. It's just me earning money through your skills. Yeah. So there's this local event called Weipa Bull Ride because I live in Weipa, Queensland. It's a remote site. It's a mining site, so it's a small town. Everyone knows each other. You will see the same face almost every day of your life. You haven't met them, but you know them anyway. Like
This
yeah,
small
like
town. Yeah.
so it's a small town. It's a really small town. Cebu is probably bigger. I'm serious. Yeah, but
There's
it's
a lot
such
of
a small
people.
town. I think there's only like 200, 300 houses.
Oh,
Like
so
it's that
everyone knows
small. There's
everyone. Yeah.
Yes, there's only one private school, one public school, one hospital, one public hospital, one private hospital, one bank, one everything, one post office, one everything, literally one everything. So that's how small the town is. So there's this local event opening, and then it says, I saw it in the Facebook page, the community Facebook page. Of course we have a Facebook page because it's such a small town. Like we know what's going on every day
Hmm.
anywhere in the town. Yeah, so the event posted saying, oh, if you want to open up a food stall, please, like submit an application,
Hmm.
email us and we'll send you an application. So I emailed them. I told them like, yeah, I've started my own company. I want to have a food stall for that event. And then I worked full time then and I was studying full time as well. So I was able to pull up my own capital and then I went shopping, all the meat
Hmm.
and things I needed to cook and whatnot. I bought deep fryers and stuff like that without anyone knowing. A week before the event, that's when I talked to my mom and my aunt. I told them, hey, I didn't know I was gonna be also pretending. I didn't know I was going to be applied, but I didn't know I was going to be approved
Mm-hmm.
for the food store application, but I applied anyway and I got approved. Can you help me, please? And they're like, what? You didn't talk to us about? I'm like, I've got everything. I got the deep fryer, I've got the electric wok, I've got the generators, I got the lights, I got the tent, the flooring, everything. Because we follow like a local, like food act
Mm-hmm.
regulations and
Yeah,
whatnot. So we have that, and I've been reading, I've been studying, so I know what to get, like buckets and stuff, soap, tissues, and whatnot. And then, well, they couldn't say no because everything was there and it's upcoming. So I had a 3x3 gazebo set up, a 3x3 flooring, a few camping tables, and I set up everything. And the most supportive person from the start was my stepdad, John. Yeah, he's Australian, and I grew up with him, and he's so supportive of me doing this. He was there. We were both there at 6 in the morning for that event because the event runs for 3 days, so
Mm-hmm.
it's good. Yeah, so we were there at 6 in the morning, setting up the stall, and then the event starts at 4 in the afternoon, and that's when my mom and my aunt walked in and started cooking. I was the smallest tent. I was the smallest food stall.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was 3x6, like 6x6. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
wow, massive kitchen in the field, But I was just a deep fryer, fried chicken, spring rolls. That's me. Noodles, electric wok, deep fryers. That's all I got. So the event started at 4. I was already shut at 7. I got sold out that quick. I was able to enjoy the night of the event where the band was playing,
Mm-hmm.
everyone was drinking. It was so good, and that's when I got more motivated. I'm like, holy, it does click. Like
Mm-hmm.
this will work. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? So but my mom and my aunt still doesn't want it because they're both working full-time jobs, as well as I am. So they didn't want it, so all good. Yeah, righto. And then my company registration expired after 2 years. So I started this 2017. It expired 2019. But before it expired, I was able to put another food stall for another local event. It's called Weepa Fishing Comp.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the smallest stall gazebo, 3x3 still, but
You
like
still
like
sold
again, I
out.
got sold out. I was sold out right away after 2 hours. It was good, and that was for 3 nights, so it was good. We earned almost 6 grand
That's a
dollars,
lot.
$6,000 in 6 nights. That's someone working in the mines full time. That's their 1 month pay.
Mm-hmm.
We got it for 3 nights.
Oh my gosh.
I know, and I've been convincing my mom, and that's in the Philippines. If you convert it, that's 200,000 pesos
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot
for
for six
three
nights. Oh my god,
nights.
3 nights.
For 3 nights,
Oh my
yeah.
god. Fuck,
And I'm
I'll do
like,
that, and then like
Mom,
I'll
I
rest for
know. And
the. I'll not work for the
I'm like,
rest of the month.
Mom, I talked to my mom and my aunt, like, can't you see this working? Like,
Mm-hmm.
really? Like, would you rather, like, be employed,
Mm-hmm.
like, and not be self-employed when you can actually do it? But no, they still said no.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just a
So,
quick question. Sorry to cut you
yeah,
in, but
no,
I know you selling spring rolls and etc. Do these people have any some sort of introduction? I assume this is like Filipino inspired food, or is it necessary? Did you actually kind of adjust it to the Australian palate, or was it like fully? Would
no,
you
it's
say fully
proper
Filipino?
Filipino food. Yes. And I always give out, like, sometimes at some nights, fishing comp, we have, like, humba or pork adobo.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, that's a really famous dish in the Philippines. And they're like, oh, how does it, like they asked me how I cooked it and whatnot, how
Mm-hmm.
we cooked it, whatnot. And I literally just pick up a spoon, plastic spoon, prick one, and then make them taste it. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
can I please have a container of that, please? And that's
and I
business. It's how you introduce it. It's how you get people to
Yeah,
like it and
and
buy more when you sell it.
I assume this is a small town, and I assume that they don't have some sort of introduction to Filipino food. So
Mm.
like this, they're just trying it out of the blue, and you sold out. It
Yeah.
is, oh
Well,
my,
yeah.
and that says a
It's good.
lot.
Well,
That says a
the
lot
good
for
thing
the
about
cooking, you
here,
know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The good thing about here, because most people up here in this mine site are Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people, and like
Mm-hmm.
Asians, they like rice.
Oh.
So whatever you sell with rice with, they're fine. They're not like really Australian American where they don't really just
Mashed
like they
potatoes,
just eat
steaks, and
chips and
burgers.
mashed potatoes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the good thing about the Aboriginal and islanders here, they love rice like we Asians do. So it's like really good. Yeah.
That's
So
good. Uh-huh.
mm, yeah. So yeah. So where
Why
am
was it?
I?
Why was this? Why was for me, if you are employed, you just work in, clock out, and just talking to you and having that adventurous aptitude towards life. I totally understand. Like you would definitely jump in on this, but for
Yeah, of
people like
course.
for people who are on the safe side, like if you are in a
Yeah.
big company and you don't
Mm,
worry about it, you just worry about your job
mm,
and that's it. I could totally understand in that kind of sense because you don't have to worry about getting the getting the materials,
It's
cooking,
not as
like
stressing. Yeah.
yeah, and I totally get that one. But um, what's the story after that? Like the after the food concept and your mom kind of like, or your mom and your aunt kind of like, I'm not sure about it. What
Yeah.
then?
Okay. So what happened now is there's a few because it's such a small town. There was only one food van here,
Hmm.
and then mom. See how people are really open to me? They just like walk in and like, hey, what's up? I'm like, yeah, what's up? Can't you see I'm doing something? It's
That's
just
my
a
mom
small, but
too. It's hard.
yeah. Yeah, so it's a small town and usually it had ever since I got here, because I'm here for 4 years now. When I got here, there was only one food van operating, and
Mhm.
yeah, some restaurants. I think there's just four restaurants here. Um, yeah, so there's only one food van, but I think just last year there were, I think two
Mhm.
food vans came, all different types of. The first food van when I got here was a Thai food van.
Mhm.
And then I think just last year the kebab came and the soul food van came. So the soul food is more of like pies and
Mhm.
pastries and like Aussie food. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
soul food, Soul, soul food.
L. Yeah,
Oh,
not
it's a
sure,
different
but
kind of soul
yeah.
food. Oh, because when I think of
Mm.
soul food, I think of Southern U.S., ribs,
Oh yeah.
and all
Okay.
that.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Soul 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 food. It's just the branding, the
Mm-hmm.
name of the yeah, and then the kebab is like chips with like meat topping and cheese and garlic sauce and whatnot. Yeah, so that they came in, and then just early this no, not early, just a few months ago, a Vietnamese cuisine food van came. Yeah, so
Can't imagine food van and Vietnamese cuisine. Like, I really want to sit down when But anyways.
yeah, yeah, noodles, everything. Yeah, me too. Like you want to take your time
Yeah.
eating stuff, and you want
Eating
it fresh
pho,
rather than
yeah.
getting it and then drive home and then
Yeah,
eat
but it's
it.
them. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's good.
though.
It's doing. They're doing good. They're doing good.
Mhm.
People are bombarding them.
Mhm.
It's good. So yeah, so early this year, my boyfriend um has been tagging me on Facebook, like food, because he's always known that I want to pursue, food
Mhm.
business with my mom and my aunt. He's been tagging me with these food trailer vans and whatnot. And then I made a call, and then they do finance, like, all general inquiries and whatnot. And I did it again. Sat down, talked to my aunt and my mom again, like hoping I could convince them and whatnot. I don't know why and how, what they were thinking, but they jumped in.
Oh, there was a change of heart.
Yeah. Mm. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I did. I probably cleaned the house that day. So my mom was like, yeah, okay, I'll
I'm in a
listen to
good
you.
mood.
Yeah, okay, I'll listen to
Mhm.
you. What you want to say? Yeah, so yeah, they both just jumped in with me. And then this is because my Foodictive was expired. We had a brainstorm and I thought of me Paborito, like,
I love
like my
burritos.
favorite. Like, what do you think? And they all loved it. So that was it. That was the start of it. And then we started ordering food vans. We started looking for suppliers and whatnot. So yeah, we're doing this. I hired a friend over in the Philippines, my schoolmate, to design the wrapping of my food van. And
Hmm.
when the company who made the food van got it, they were like, "This is amazing. Where is this? Is this Philippines?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is. That's home." Because I wanna. It's sad how Filipino cuisine is not known. Like, it's not like,
Hmm.
oh my god, there's a Vietnamese cuisine in
Like,
town. Oh my
yeah,
god, oh
like,
my god,
yeah,
oh my
when you
god. Like,
try
oh,
it, you know?
Korean, like, like Italian, like you all these known. But if you
Mm-hmm.
say Filipino cuisine, they're like, okay, what do they serve? Like, there's no known food for the
Hmm.
Philippines, and it's really sad because the last thing I learned from not the last thing, but one thing I learned from history is that Filipinos used to teach Vietnamese how to plant rice. We
Hmm.
were number one,
Hmm.
but Vietnam is now better than us, better supplier and richer than us
Yeah.
with rice, you know. So like really, yeah. So it's just I just find it sad how we are not known, and people here they want to they want to go to Bali. Bali is really cheap. It's pretty. The beaches and
Hmm.
everything is pretty, and I've been there.
And I
I
went,
was booked
me
there.
too. I went to Bali
Yeah,
too.
I was booked there for 10 nights. It was just like home, so I decided to go home after 3 nights. I booked a like a on spot flight to the Philippines, stayed there for the other 7 nights. It
There's
was
a lot
worth
of
it. I think
Australians in Bali though.
Philippines, yes, yeah, I know. It's just so sad that they don't know about the Philippines,
Hmm.
and it's like how much is the flight there? I booked my flight for $250 return to Bali, but to the Philippines, I think I booked it for $1,300 return. So if I tell that to people, I'm like, yeah, the flights are expensive because you have to do stopovers to Singapore and whatnot. But when you get there, everything's just really cheap,
Hmm.
and it's worth it. So that's what I'm trying to
Like
do. That's
inform
my
and educate,
goal. That's my
right?
goal, literally. Because if you see my rapping, it's different places in the Philippines. People would be like, "Whoa, where is this? Whoa, really? You can do that there? Like, what? See, like when I showed it to because my friend and I, Gerald Labesaurus, is the one who designed this. So my friend and I were FaceTiming each other, discussing the concept,
Hmm.
what we want and whatnot. And then we, like he created it, and I loved it right away. And I showed my mom and my aunt, and they're both like, isn't this a food ban? Why are these Philippine places and it should be Filipino food and whatnot? I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, we're already selling the food, like why
Hmm.
would you post food? Like it's just, I don't know. I told them it was kind of redundant to do. Like you're gonna be up there in the eat street. Of course they're gonna know you're a freaking
Your
food store
food,
because you're
yeah.
there. So
Hmm.
why would you put up food around your wrapping? Yeah. But they got it anyway. I wasn't
Hmm.
gonna take no, like I wasn't gonna take no for an answer anyway. Even if they argued with me, I'd still pursue it because I'm the one talking to the, you
Uh-huh.
know, the company making the food ban.
Hmm. And you're
But yeah,
basically
so
like putting up everything. So
yeah, so I don't know, I'm just really proud of my country, and I'm just really sad how it's not degraded, but it's well, kind
not
of
known.
degraded, but it's not known.
Hmm.
Like I love my country. My heart's still there, and like I just wanna. I'm helping Philippines at the same time
You're
because,
representing.
yeah. Well, one of the things that makes a country rich. One pen dropped. That makes a country rich is tourism. I went to University of San Jose Recoletos college for a year and a half studying bachelor's of tourism.
Hmm.
And it's true. It's tourism is one of the what do you call it? The
ways for
factors that
people
make,
to
yeah,
yeah, food,
countries, yeah,
country,
that countries rich, yeah.
yeah, and again, it's a whole different discussion why Filipino cuisine is not the next big thing. I have multiple discussions with that one, why it's that case and why it's sad. But for you, and just you imagining you in a small town, you have this great opportunity to capitalize it, and also us to, and a big responsibility, I guess, to represent Filipino and Filipino food in general, because it's very hard to break in a very condensed in a big market, let's say like in the
Yeah,
cities. But for you in your town, and I assume that you're gonna make it in in your town, it's a perfect opportunity, and it's also scary at the same time. And you
yeah. Risk. Everything's
I
just
mean
a
it.
risk.
I mean, it's scary in itself to put in the money and make a food business, but to also carry in itself Filipino and Filipino food is a whole different level. And
Mm,
I props to you, starting this one and becoming not necessarily just becoming just an adventurous person when it comes to experiences, but also creating opportunities not just for yourself, but for Filipinos who would probably consider, you know, living in Australia to have an opportunity. Oh, you know what? I tried Filipino food because I
mm,
had this concept in her hometown, or
mm,
which is again that's I would assume that's like very
mm.
difficult, but mad props to you as well. And um, I can't. I'm really excited for for what's to come, and
Yeah,
um,
thanks. Mm.
and again, starting all of this, and I assume like you're 23, 24, you know,
I'm 22.
you 22.
None of the
Sorry.
above.
I'm sorry, my
I
bad.
look that old.
No,
Oh my god.
because like if you think you're 22, you're 22 to 27, 28. It's like it's a blur. I swear, I'm 26 right now. I still think I'm 21.
Well, yeah, young at heart.
Yeah,
Stays young.
it's a blur. But again, just maybe just talking to you right now, you having this like taking that risk and pushing the boundaries and trying out new things. It's and doing this at 22. It's you have the luxury of risk as well because you're young, but then
Yeah,
also
it's
you have the advantage of of starting young, and you can, oh, you know what, if
yeah.
this works then it works, if it doesn't, you know what, I can still do something else.
Yeah, like yeah, it's the right stage for me to make mistakes and, like bring in some opportunities, so kick out some opportunities, bring in some people, kick out some people. It's the right time to lose and gain, I
Yes,
think,
for
because
sure.
it's just a lot of years for you to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's the right time to make mistakes, do
Mm-hmm.
risks, see if
Mm-hmm.
it succeeds or fails, and then move on because you
Yeah.
still have a lot of years ahead of you.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
maybe just a last some sort of segment for people who are listening, and who people like 23, 24, 20, I don't know, 28, you're still in your 20s, early to late 20s. Um, what would you as a business owner at 22, I assume you have accumulated a lot of lessons and a lot of mistakes and a lot of strategies that you got. What would be some sort of like a piece of advice for those 20 somethings out there, like you? Obviously you are still going to make plans, you still are going to make mistakes, and
Yeah,
maybe
of
they just need a
course.
little bit of, you know what, I don't want to listen to a 30-year-old something who's already done it. I want to listen to someone who's struggling and making it out there, and it's more relatable. So if
Mm.
you could probably give like a piece of advice for those people
A
who needs
piece of
that,
advice.
like that bump
Okay,
to
yeah,
like,
maybe I can do that. Yeah. Well, I was everything back home in the Philippines. I was a performer. I'm not I'm not bragging, but I was famous. I had everything, and people follow me everywhere, help me anywhere, listen to me because I was someone in the Philippines.
Mhm,
When I got here, I'm not anymore. So I was diagnosed with depression. I broke my leg and I went down that road. I was depressed. And when I broke my left leg, I went through surgery and I wasn't able to fully walk for 6 months. I was on crutches. And I'm a really active person. I was a varsity player. I play volleyball, table tennis, badminton. I dance a lot. So breaking my leg was like the end game for me.
mhm,
And because I was diagnosed with, like depression, of course, bad stuff are going to come into my mind. I have thought of suicide a lot of times. But I was strong enough to know that I needed help. So, I reached out to people, not just my mom or anyone. I reached out to a local priest, my doctor. I tell them everything. I needed an outlet and they helped
mhm,
me through it. And I don't know. And I see myself as a failure. I have no degree. I'm still on my way there. And every time I go to the Philippines, I get compared to all my cousins and my sister, who's already engineers and architects and nurses. I get degraded. It's really sad. I am no one here, in
mhm.
Australia, and I am now a no one in the Philippines as well. So we all get to that point where we degrade ourselves and think of bad thoughts, anxiety, panic attacks. I have all of that, depression and whatnot. Um, I don't know. Keep praying, keep trying, do things one at a time. If someone is there willing to help you, take it. Don't let them go. Um, Always listen to your mom. May be hard, but eventually you'll get there. Yeah, it's just one at a time. I got my own car now. I'm a business owner. I'm doing another business on the side with my piano lessons, and I'm earning really well with that as well. I'm working full time. I'm studying online full time as well. Um, why did I say one step at a time? And here I am, like, yeah, doing
but
all these all together.
but you probably are doing this one step at a time, and it's just it's
Yeah,
a
well,
compound effect.
yeah, little by little. Maybe
Hmm,
once, as if you have time, do it.
hmm.
Don't, if you want to get rich, you can't just be rich by just doing one job. If you know you have a skill, if you know how to, play piano, teach piano. Like if you know how to sing, teach singing. If you know how to draw, teach drawing. If you think you're smart enough or not, you can't even, if you're just a college student, of course you're going to know everything that's basic. Be a tutor, like just earn something on the side. Sell munchkins, sell lollies, sell food, sell boiled eggs. You'll get to that point, like you can't be rich by just doing one job. That's all I have to say. If you can do a business, do it. Do the risk. Well, you have to calculate it first, but yeah,
A
take the risk
calculated
and
risk.
just do it. Yeah, yeah, you have to like, can I do this with my full-time job and my full-time studies? And like you have to like weigh it out,
Hmm.
see, and then yeah, you just slowly but surely, you know, be successful, I think. Yeah, I've been there, and till now, some days I will think that I'm really useless and not doing anything in my life, not heading anywhere. Maybe just yesterday I was thinking of that. But if you talk to people who probably don't know you, and you tell them who you are and whatnot, they'll say, "Are you serious? You think you're no one and you doing all this?" Literally, anyone will tell that to you. So yeah, maybe just don't give up. Keep trying. Take the risk, especially when you're still young. So
That was that was powerful. Um, Really, really
I
interesting
don't know if it
takeaway.
was powerful. It was random. It was like, where are you going? Like,
Well, what I totally
what's your
got it
point?
from is again, for people who are listening, if you're 20 something, if 30 something, whatever, look at the trade-offs, take calculated risks, and fuck it, you just have one life, try as long as you could live with whatever you decide. food wise, business wise, health wise, anything else. As long as you can live with the consequences, then do it, you know?
Mm,
That's I guess that's what I got from what you were trying to say. Um,
mm,
and thank you so much for sharing that one.
that's okay.
And again, it boils down to the extension of the product of what you're doing. So if you are a passionate person, you know, it comes with you sharing your love for piano, then you know you do piano lessons. If you love the Philippines so much, and how do you want to share it to the world? A food cart, a food van, whatever it is an extension to what you believe in. You know, if
Yeah.
you believe that family is an important thing and there's something that's going on with your life, you have to create an extension that is, you know, reaching out to other people, reaching out to family, your friends, to I don't know, your local you know guide, spiritual guide, or whatever. And again, these are just the products of who you are. And food uh, is one of the greatest products of humanity, a greatest product of culture, tradition, and love and story in general. Um, thank you so much.
That's true.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and
That's okay.
um,
Thanks for letting me share.
yes, yes, for sure. Last question. We talked a lot about
No, I'm
food.
not single, Jared.
Uh, That's okay. I'm married. So for people who are listening, she's
People who
not
are
single.
listening,
She's
sorry.
not single. Sorry. But anyways, um, one last question. We talked about a lot of Filipino food in general and all that. But if you could have one dish right now, anything you've tried it, haven't tried it right now, as we were talking,
Right
what would you
now.
like to have and why?
Oh, green mangoes and shrimp paste. Ah, I hate how Australia have mango season. In the Philippines, mangoes every day. What they have season here? I just want green mangoes with
Oh,
hipon. That's me. That's
oh, oh,
I'm
oh.
like nagtubod ako laway.
My wife loves that so much, like as in like
Yeah,
on his
yum. I'm
kishana.
stressing out.
But oh, okay. Green
It's not even
mangoes.
a dish, but that's a food I wanna have right now. I'm
Uh,
serious.
green mangoes and
With shrimp
hipon.
paste.
Oh,
Mm.
all right. Thank you so much. And where can they find you? Where can they be up to date on what you're doing and all that? If they probably want to have piano classes with you, where can they find you? Oh, sorry.
Virtual piano lessons,
Yeah.
sure.
So yeah. So where can they find
Just
you?
hit me up on Facebook. What if you wanna do stuff with me? That sounds wrong.
Not that
Um,
kind of stuff.
if you wanna, like interact with me, hit
Mhm,
me up on Facebook. I'm not as active in Instagram anymore, but I try to post as much. Like I try to,
mhm,
but no, not Instagram anymore. I don't know why, but yeah, you can still message me there on Instagram
mhm,
and Facebook, and yeah, that's wherever you can reach me. You can fly down to Australia and visit me here up in Weipa. So you'll find me here. I'll be here. It's such a small town.
mhm.
Just walk
All
around and
right.
you'll see me.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hold
Thank
on.
you, Sid. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share. Because